Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10, Consumer Edition. That's right, this one here is meant for all the people who consume cars. And even if you sell cars at some level, you still consume them. But it's hard to be a car shopper, I find, when you've been doing this as long as I have and friends of mine have. So I can't really consider myself a car consumer. So this edition was brought on because my wife and I and a good friend of ours was sitting around talking, and she had said, hey, check this out. I just saw this link on Facebook to a Consumer Reports bit titled The Do's and Don'ts When Buying a Car from a Dealer. So immediately she thinks of me, wonderful lady that she is, and she brings it to me. And so we started talking about it. And it was, here are some money-saving tips for getting the best deal and avoiding unnecessary extras. And the conversation really kind of took off because my wife, although, again, not a car consumer, the last 5 cars she's bought, she's done at the privacy of her own home with no one around her. We just bring her home paperwork. Again, some of the benefits of being in this wonderful industry. But my good friend, his last car experience he bought through me and my friends, so that's not really a car experience, because when you do that through me, I make it effortless as if I were your salesman, your concierge, right? So that's a different deal. But still, he's as close to a car consumer as was a part of this conversation. And he kind of started to get opinionated about what we were talking about here. So this is the do's and don'ts, and the link will be available here to read this article yourself. But finalize the deal. Don't go during special sales events or solicited by direct mail. They are often run by contracted specialists trained in techniques to increase a dealer's profit. While that may be true, that is true. That does not mean that all direct mail isn't of value. They're still trying to get you to the dealership because they want to offer you something great. Yeah, it's TV. Yeah, it's this, yeah, it's that. But they're still trying to sell cars. And so this idea that they're going to make more profit still comes back to you, the consumer. So I want to make sure that we're all taking equal responsibility here, because of the internet. You, the consumer, can be as armed or within, inches of being as armed as possible to take on any dealer for any reason at any point. But you've got to be hardcore about your research. And most of you are. Remember, Google tells us, 19 touch points along the way? Okay, and you're going to go to all these different websites, and my God, you're going to do all these different things. So, finalizing the deal, don't go during special events. God, we got that. Do inspect and test drive the car before you buy it. My friends, consumers, absolutely. This is not Zappos. And I say Zappos because I used to always say, well, yeah, I'd never buy a pair of shoes without trying them on. Well, that's false. Because of Zappos, I've certainly bought plenty of shoes without trying them on. So there you go, right? This isn't Zappos. You're definitely going to want to do that and be a part and know exactly what's going on. Okay? Do walk out if a salesperson tries to raise a price. You negotiated. Abso-freaking-lutely. The problem is, none of you, not fair. Less than 25% of you listening to this will actually freaking do it. That's the reality. That's just hardcore truth about you, the consumer. And I love you. I do. But this is, you won't get up and put your tail between your legs and go back to the guy who told you this was going to happen to you. And I know that, because I told hundreds, if not thousands of people in my career that was going to happen, with less than 10% of you actually coming back to me. Now, maybe that's because you didn't like me. Fine. But the reality still states, if it was a better deal, you'd put all that aside, and you should, for the deal that fits your budget. Do negotiate one thing at a time. Nail down the car price before you negotiate the trade-in or your financing terms. This is where I think things get, I don't know. I think they get a little murky because I believe in a budget. That's how I live my life. And so if you're a consumer and your budget is $300, that's what you can pay for a car. Okay, assuming you have no trade, you're going in fresh. They're telling you don't do this. Don't just give me don't give me, the dealer, whomever, a budget, $300. But if you tell me you want to see a $25,000 car, the math on that car is over $400 in most terms, depending on money down, etc. So if you don't know your budget and don't know what cars to look at inside your budget, that's a problem. Dealers can help you with that. Now, could you have done better? Maybe, and you should know that. Know the math equation behind what cars cost plus interest plus taxes will give you what estimated payment. That's another hard part about it. There's plenty of payment calculators out there. Find them. Get your payment. Know your payment. Extras can add up. Don't buy unnecessary extras. Offering items like corrosion protection, paint sealant, fabric protection, window etching of the vehicle ID are common. I have dogs. I have fabric protection in all my cars. I live in the Midwest. I certainly have corrosion protection from rust, and it does the best that it can. I will agree with you on window etching and vehicle ID. It isn't something major. Your insurance should cover most of those issues. Do not purchase an extended warranty on a car with a good reliability record. In a 2013 survey by Consumer Reports, 55% of owners who purchased an extended warranty hadn't used it for repairs during the lifetime of the policy, yet the average price was over $1,200. I go back to point one. If your payment is your payment, be careful if you're shopping on a payment and aren't including warranties, because if your car breaks, $4,000 up front is more than the $1,200. So for every $1,000 is $16 in payment. Let's just call it $18 a month. Could save you $4,000 of cash in your hand because you cannot pay a shop monthly and still drive your car. So I just am asking you to consider that side. I think it's important. And you'll notice, I get a little fired up. That's because I'm like halfway through this article and we're already butting up against time. And you guys know the rule. This is not more than 10 minutes with Sean unless we're doing a dealer interview. So this is going to be one of our two partners. I can already tell you that. Do bring a calculator. If you're getting financing to verify your terms and amounts, dude, there's plenty of online calculators on your phone. Do not show up with a 10 key, okay? There are payment calculators that figure out everything for you with interest. As I said, go find them. Do cross out extras in the contracts you have not agreed for. This is an obvious one, consumers. Please do that, and dealers, knock it off. This is why it's not a trusted experience, but it's easily changed into one. So just do it already. Please do it. It is not that hard. I really want the focus to be on the experience. That is important to me. This is one of the most exciting ones that I've done yet, only because it has to do with you guys, the consumers. And it's important that you know that as much as I've been in dealerships my whole life, I'm still an advocate for the consumer experience. So in this first half, listen to what we've talked about. Do what's right for your budget. And in the next follow-up edition to this, we'll get into the last parts of this and my final feelings on how you can buy a car seamlessly without frustration with just a few easy steps. So as always, thank you guys so much for listening. You can reach me directly at 262-278-0157 or text me at that number. You can also email me, Sean, SEAN, at carbizdonebetter.com. Questions, concerns, consumer feedback, I want to hear it. Thanks a lot and have a great day.